Hello my friends and welcome back to Kev's Hobby Showcase. I'm of course Kevin, and today we're going to be painting from the Battletech game, excuse me, a star of the Clan Elementals, which, let's bring them up to the camera first. So this is basically like the infantry for the clans, So I'm going to be painting it in the style of Clan Jade Falcon, because so far that's the only actual clan star that I have painted. So I figured this, have this to go with them. I do have other elemental units, but I'll save those for future videos when I'm able to paint them for different clan factions. But like I said, for this one, there's going to be Clan Jade Falcon, which is probably going to be mostly green. As you can see, though, that well, let me show you. I got them right here. As you can see, they are already primed with the white primer. I forget how long ago I did that. And so up next will be basically base coats. Now for these, of course, it's going to be using assembly line method. And since the actual elementals are pretty small, it's probably not going to take long. And so we'll see what little details I could put in, because of the size of it, because how small it is. There may not be a lot of details in it, but I'll see how much I could actually get in. Alright, so stay tuned and we'll be back with the base coating. Alright, I'm back and we're going to do the base coat on the Clan Elementals. Like I said, I'm going to be painting them for the Clan Jade Falcon, which is basically, most of this stuff is predominantly green. So I'm going to be making all the little figures green. And then we'll just do details with black. And of course, for those two that look like they're using jump jets, I'll use white on the smoke, and it's all going to come out good. So let's just get to it. Excuse me. All right, let's get that back down. Okay. All right, let's get the green paint ready. So the older these paints get, there's like a little plastic piece on the underside of the lid of the jar, and as the paint, as you go along with this, paint dries along the rim, and then it sticks. All right, so here we go. This honestly should not take that long, because as you can see, everything is really tiny. Now, I was very excited to see these come out, because, I'm the type of guy that, or I should say I'm the type of tabletop gamer that when I have a game that's especially like a war game, I want every aspect of it. I want to have, like with this, of course I want the battle mechs of the main part, but I want the vehicles, the tanks and assault, assault vehicles and support vehicles and all that. And of course, I also want the infantry. Now, I've mentioned before when I do these, because I'm usually painting a unit that's considered part of the inner sphere, which is, of course, part of the lore of the game. So when they do start coming out with infantry for them, it's called battle armor, and I am very looking forward to seeing that come out, because the only place I was able to even remotely get it before was a website called Iron Wind Metals, and they don't seem to be producing anything anymore. So yeah, it gets a little bit frustrating when you find a place to get what you want, and then all of a sudden they're not making it anymore. So what I'm going to do once I'm done with all of this was first, of course, I'm going to let this green paint dry. But then when I come back after that break, well, first off, hopefully the landscapers will be finished and you won't have to hear them doing their work while I'm doing this. But also, I'll be putting white paint on these things, and then putting black paint where where it looks like there's a weapon, and where it looks like it would be like the faceplate for the person that would be inside the battle suit here. And of course, with the black paint, I'll get the edges of the base, because any of you who've seen other videos where I'm painting Battletech miniatures, the best way I know to make it identifiable to the specific faction I'm painting it for is with labels on the edge of the base. So I'll put, on the front, as always, the faction it's for, so it'll be Clan Jade Falcon. And then on the back, I'll put what it is, but in this one, since it's infantry unit, I gotta go by how they divide up these different parts, because this whole thing is going to be considered one unit, and with clan everything's counted in fives. So what they do is they call it a star. A traditional star is 5 points. So each one of these would be considered a point. So it would just go in succession: point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, point 5. Now that we don't know how to count. Yeah. Getting a little bit here though. Alright. And this is the best way I know how to do it, which is assembly line. This way you don't have to keep taking out the different colors. You could just use one for all of them, so you can put that color away and start on the others. So John and I did record 2 days worth of us playing, Battletech. We used the Alpha Strike rules. Maybe one day we'll play it the classic way, but John's never played Battletech before, so I'll wait until he's more comfortable with the game before we attempt something like that. Also, the game would probably take longer because it's more involved, especially when it comes to those data sheets. Alright. One more to... Oh, found I missed a spot. One more to go. I actually have 2 more units of this, but for the moment I'm gonna wait before I do anything with them, because I want to see if they come out with force packs with the clans. Haven't really seen that yet. And the one that I thought was was a clan unit of mechs. Turned out to be a mercenary company. And I think I've already done that. Yeah, I've already done that video. So it's me painting Wolf's Dragoons. I did think, like I said, that it was a regular clan unit, but I was mistaken. So now the hair on there. Okay. Maybe after I take this break and let the paint dry, maybe they'll finally be done because they seem to be getting closer. Okay. Alright, that's it for the green paint. Okay, so we're going to let that green paint dry, and when we come back, I mean the details should not take that long. It's just going to be a little bit of the white, a little bit of the black, and then it'll be up for, I might do the wash first and then do the basing, because the basing is going to be different. I'm going to make it, of course I'm going to be putting stuff on it to make it look like, like they're either in grass or desert. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do yet. It might be grass though. So anyway, I'm going to take a break and I will be right back. Stay tuned. Okay, I'm back, and as the paint dries, I get surrounded. I got my cat as my feet, and the storm that was supposed to be coming looks like it's here because the landscapers have stopped, and all I hear is the wind blowing. But we're in here, we're safe, we're dry, and we're going to finish these elementals. So let me adjust myself. Oops. Helps to unplug things before you pull on them. Alright. Let me just set right what I knocked over. It's actually something for the next video. Alright, so let's put this down. Alright. Now, as I said, I'm going to do the white first. And I can use that one. Okay. So I'm going to get the all the smoke back here. Okay. I normally don't do this during a video, but I'm going to have to grab a new brush. Because other colors are bleeding through. And I want to stop that. Okay. Much better. Okay, so yeah, so when you look up like stats for these elementals, oh, I got some white at the top of that. I may have to touch that up later. So anyway, they have it where there is a bunch of different weapons to choose from. And I haven't seen, although I'm sure you can, I haven't seen where you could kind of like mix them up to have each like point in the star have a different weapon. I'm sure you can do that. I just haven't seen it yet. Now, one thing I do use is a site called Mech Factory. Well, it's actually an app called Mech Factory, and they basically have access to everything. and I've barely scratched the surface of what I could use that for. I don't know if you can hear it, but it is raining now outside. I guess, you know, I was out earlier this morning doing my errands, and it rained, and I got pretty soaked. Because, you know, right now, you know, I'm sure if you've seen any of my other videos, you've heard me say repeatedly that I am divorced. One of the things I may not have mentioned as many times is I gave up the car to keep the house, which I thought was a smart thing to do because, you know, the one thing I didn't want to do is have to go look for another place to live. You know, this house, not only have I grown attached to it, as I've said repeatedly, I'm going to die here, but it's also situated pretty good for what I, you know, for like, you know, the like mass transit, which is what I need to get to work. There's a fair amount of good stuff around, like that. You know, I got like the supermarket for run, you know, which is like my main errand on a Saturday. So, but anyway, so when I go out to get my groceries every Saturday, I have a fold-up wagon that I bring so I can get my stuff home. So there's no way I'm able to carry all of it. I tried. It is very painful on the hands to, and also there's just way too many bags to be able to do it. One day I'll own a car again, but it won't be anytime soon. Okay, alright, so yeah, these smoke on these jump jets is coming out pretty good. And as I said before, I am very much looking forward to like the battle armor from for the Inner Sphere infantry to start coming out. Yeah, as a matter of fact, there's a lot. Oh yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it, but they also have it where there's aircraft. Now I don't know if that the Kickstarter, if you know, well, when they send it out, because I think it's going to be shipped out soon. Because I did see on Amazon an advertisement for the mercenary starter pack, which basically that is the Kickstarter, and it did say, you know, pre-order to be shipped in October, so should be sometime soon. Hopefully within the next couple of weeks, I'll have a nice box of everything that I ordered. All right, so that's the white, and now the black. All right, let me get a nice thin one. That should maybe. Actually, I'd rather use this one. I think this one's thinner. Okay. Excuse me. So, it's amazing how many stray hairs attach themselves to these things. Alright, so there, little dot there. Something like this. Alright, so it's very tiny, very little. So you don't have to be super accurate on it. You can get away with little mistakes, and it actually won't even look bad. Alright, so thin brush for that, but we need a thick brush for the rest. Yeah, we only need to do the edges. Ooh. Okay. You only need to do the edges, as I was just saying, because the rest of this is going to have that other, like the type of terrain bit that I put on there. Okay. Alright, next one we go back to the thin for a little bit. Do that. Okay. Now, I'll be honest with you, I am looking forward to when John and I go back to this game and I can utilize stuff like this. Because one of the things I want to do with some of these games that we do on Tabletop Jones is I want to have like a, I want to try to start with some of them an ongoing campaign. Now it's either going to be, you know, on, it's either going to be on the YouTube channel, or it might be something that we do as a more exclusive thing, like on like on, I don't know about Twitch, but maybe on Patreon or on Fanbase. So, not sure how we're gonna incorporate all of this. You know, still a lot of it was still brainstorming and trying to figure out exactly what we want to do. But we are planning for more things in the future. Because the one thing John and I both agree on is we would love to turn what we're doing with these videos, we would love to turn it into like a second, like a career that we can, that's my cat. Anyway, we could turn it into a career where we can leave our current jobs. I could retire. Yeah, I don't normally say who I work for, but I will briefly mention it right now. I do work for Verizon. I work as a lineman. It's a very physical job. And one day, I would like to be able to walk away. You know, because the idea of retirement and then doing things like this, and of course writing the stories. If any of you saw the video where I promote my books, that is, you know, I'm just thinking, you know, just imagine myself waking up in the morning, you know, coming down here, and the first thing I do is, like, say, write a chapter of whatever story I'm currently working on. To me, that sounds like heaven. And then to add to that, to then also, you know, meet up with John whenever we're gonna do the videos together, and basically play games. While recording ourselves and doing that, and being able to do that for a living, that sounds like heaven to me. But right now, doing the groundwork, so to speak, so that one day those dreams can become a reality. Oof, get close to being done. Or at least with this part. Okay, very, very small. Very, very small area that I'm working in here. Because of that, I'm not trying to be a perfectionist here. Because if I have to keep painting over areas, eventually it's going to become a problem. All right. Get the sides of this one. Now, when I first started painting the Battletech, actually just the Battletechs, I first started painting them, I wasn't doing like the labels, putting it on the edges of the base. I actually, with paint and brush, tried to write the name of the Battletech on the base. Very difficult, as you could imagine. Alright, let's knock the excess off. Alright, got 2 brushes to clean. Alright. Okay, so we're going to let that dry, especially the paint I just put on the edge of the base, because we're going to put those labels on. Like I said, I'm going to do most of them off camera. Well, like I've been saying, as I've done Battletech mechs before, so this is no different. I'm going to put the name of the faction on the front, and what the unit is on the back. Now these, of course, is just going to be, I'm just going to put Elementals 0.1 and then through 5, and that's what it's going to be. All right, so stay tuned. I will be right back after this paint dries. Okay, we're back, and all the paint is dried. Like I said, I put the labels on 4 of them. I left 1 to do on camera. So let's get to it. Okay. And as always, I use the scissor to cut them down, so this way they would fit on this little space at the edge of these bases. I see nothing to it. Come on, there we go. And on the back, put this. Okay, so So we got all that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the wash and the base. So let's first do the wash. All right. Okay. Oops. Okay. So as you can hear, no more landscapers. They're done. And the rain apparently is done too for now, I suppose. I do believe there's more in the forecast. Okay. Now with the wash here, I'm getting basically what I can because, you know, since these pieces, you know, these are really small models and they're clustered together pretty tight. So it's a little bit challenging to get all of it in the wash, but I do seem to be, oops, ooh, that was close. I do seem to be getting a good portion of it, and hopefully, when all is said and done, it will help it stand out. You know, when it sinks into the little crevices of each little individual model that's on these bases. All right, that's the wash, all done. And let's see, gotta get the special brush for the glue, which I should have done already, but I didn't. Okay. Let's get. So I'm going to do it on a grassland type terrain. Okay. So I've mentioned before, but I'll say it again. For this part, I basically have a brush that I have designated only to spread the glue around, because once you use it for the glue, it's pretty much useless for paint. Alright, so get it on and wipe it off the labels. Okay. Alright, so let's just spread this around as much as possible so we can get as much of that grassland to stick as possible. And of course, when I pull it out of there, one of the first things I got to do is wipe off the terrain bits and wipe it off the edges, because what do we have on the edges? Our labels. So it'd be best to not have them covered, because then what's the point of putting them on in the first place, right? Okay. Okay, so it's coming on nicely. There we go. And later on, over time, this might start to come off, but could always redo it. excess off my fingers. Alright, 2 more to go. Okay. Alright, now like I said, I do have 2 more units of elementals. Actually, I got 1 primed and 1, not primed. So, we'll see. Maybe I'll do another one for Clan Jade Falcon. But I'm not sure yet. Alright, unfortunately though, some of the elementals are now covered in grass. So, not what I was intending to do. Alright, that should be the last one. Okay. Yeah, what's probably happening for these little guys to be covered in it is probably what I'm shaking off is going on them. It's probably still got the glue on it. But this is the best way I know to get it on in the first place. Alright. Okay. That was the last of them. Okay, so let's get the finished product up. Alright, not too bad. I mean, I don't know if you can see the finer details, but trust me, they're there. Alright, see? Okay, so that's it for today. That is a star of Clan Elementals and for Clan Jade Falcon. And hopefully soon I'll get to deploy them out on the field and use them in the way they're meant to be used. So please like and subscribe. Please share this video as much as possible. Trying to reach as many people as I can. Remember, the subscriptions cost you $0. So please, if anybody is interested in a video like this, send it to them. And if you're watching it, please subscribe. Also, please check out Tabletop Jones Productions, where John and I are the 2 idiots playing board games. And I don't know when the video is going to come out, but we have played Battletech, and we will get around to playing it again. So, please, like I said, share this video as much as possible. Help us broaden our audience. Help us bring in as many people as possible. And you have a great day. Take care of yourself. All right, bye-bye.